Let me set this shit up. Let's see. Wait. Oh no. Oh, here we go. All right. Hold on, just setting this up really quick. Okay, I like the new layout. I ain't gonna lie. Makes it a lot easier. What's good, YouTube? Whoa, hustle through the struggle. What's happening, my boy? All right, the layout's pretty clean. I ain't gonna lie. This is pretty dope. Oh, Hormiga's definitely up in the house. What's good? Crazy K. Orale, number 1. Raza Fools, said mines, bro. Likewise. All the maniac. Nah, that's right, my boy. Desert like saludo out that Cat City. Shout out to the Cat City Cathedral. Woo woo. Sending mines to you and your. Hey, likewise, my boy. Shout out from Richmond. Shout out to Richmond, Atlanta. You already know. Woo woo. Yo. Oh, Large and in Charge is definitely up in the building. Orange County is definitely up in the building. Posted, faded. That's right, homie. Getting your burner on. That's right, homie. Nothing but the reef. I hope it's a reef. High as a kite. I feel you. Hey, likewise, my boy. Hey, the Warriors pulled it off, carnal. The Warriors definitely pulled it off, homie. I bet you were enjoying that one, huh? You already know. Nothing but that error lifestyle. Shout out to the SGV. Woo woo. Rose Mead. When you gonna drink it, pisto? No mames, güey. Pa' que me corran. Nah, I was feeding meeting you that day, my boy. I know they did pull it off. You know what? Hey, but you don't be lying. You know that you were getting worried. You thought the Celtics might have pulled it off. You thought the Celtics may have pulled it off. And they played better than I thought, my boy. Honestly, they gave them honestly didn't expect it to go like that. Honestly, I thought the Warriors were gonna have a little bit more of a not more of a smooth sailing to the championship, but I didn't think they were gonna give them that much trouble. Is a warehouse out there? If so, what are the wages that they start off? Oh, my boy, they start you off over here at 15, I think. Anyhow, they get no lower than 15 though. So you'll probably be getting paid. They won't pay you minimum. Obviously, they'll give you a little bit more than that. So you're looking at about $17, $19 an hour, maybe, if you're lucky. You know, you gotta have the right, folks to get the right strokes. Saludos, homeboy. Hey, likewise, my boy. Smoking on some money bag. Whoa, damn, homie. Like that. Sounds, big time green. I'm right here, fool. That's right. What's good with you, smoke cookies? Likewise, my boy. Okay, yeah, serio. Yeah, because none of those players, you guys drafted all of them, no? Draymond Green, Clay, and Steph. So, you know what I mean? No, because he asked if warehouse jobs over here, if there's some, and how much do they start you off as? What's good, Hyper? Oh, what's good, 831? What's cracking lacking? Oh no, I'm still doing the rap reactions. The reason why I haven't done any is because I'm waiting for the copyright strike that I got. I'm waiting for it to get lifted. Lifted means that when they find that your content violated one of their YouTube rules, it stays on you. So it's a copyright strike. So you have to wait. I think it's like a month or something like that for it to expire. Because if you get let's say if I have a copyright strike, right, and it expires in a month. So let's say I do another rap reaction, and if that video gets hit with another strike, then they could shut down my channel. So I'm playing it safe. So I'm waiting for that one to get lifted, and then at least I could gamble like that. I could risk it for the biscuit. So I'm still doing them. I'm waiting for it's because depending on the artist of the rola, If he's cool with it, then they ain't no pedo. But if they for some odd reason don't want me reacting to their music, they'll make a big deal about it, and then YouTube comes and blah blah blah. I'm telling you, fool, YouTube has all kinds of rules, fool. You gotta go through all kinds of shit. It's not even funny. How many hours do you get at the job? Well, I work 6 days out of the week. I work 6 days out of the week, and I go in at 1 or 1:30, depending on the day, and I don't get out till 10. So it's like about 8.5 hours, 6 days out of the week. So get like almost 50 a week. It's like I live there, my boy. It's like I live there. Hey, but you know the bills gotta get paid, homie. You know what I mean? We can't, bitch about it. Shout out to the rest of the Blue Ridge. That's right. Where I'm at. Where you at? What up, is smoking on that Banana Kush Moon Rock? Wait, no mames, Banana Kush Moon Rock. I'm telling you, my boy. Sometimes I think when they pick these names for that they have like a board with a bunch of random words on it, and then they just throw the dart at it, and whatever darts it lands on, then that's the name of the bud. Old school Mount Vernon gang. What? That's right. Shout out to Mount Vernon gang, homie. That's right. That's Feedman. I knew a homie Lefty from there. He was feeding people. That's right. The night I was definitely up in the house. Whoa, shout out to the homies. Lunchtime in National City. That's right, my boy. Getting your grub on. Damn, you barely taking your lunch, my boy. What time you get out? Chilling, hustling through the struggle. Smashing, dashing with a whole lot of energy. What's that photogenic? No mames. Posted up, just got done. That's right. Serio, huh? Hey, my boy, what happened to your 11K, 12K giveaway? Well, I'm still gonna do those. I'm waiting for my wife, actually, to be honest with you. She be lagging it. But yeah, now that everything went smooth sailing, yeah. Hey, well, I'm glad that you got your raffle gift. You know, my boy. That's right. I'm glad it's always the solid ones I went to. And it's legit, too. You know what I mean? It's not like we favoritism and shit like that. And Bakersfield, whoa. Pineapple Express. Well, in Pineapple Express, that was a few scenes were filmed in my neighborhood right there when they're chasing them fools, when they catch them in the alley, you know, when the hyena like, your eyes is red as the devil's dick. And then, you know, they had that little chase scene. That was filmed right there in my neighborhood. Literally, for that time that they filmed those fucking scenes, we weren't allowed to kick it right there in the park, you know what I mean? Because the Hudas will have everything closed off, you know what I'm saying? So they had all that shit closed off with pinche rental cops and everything like that. And a few times they had to close it down because we didn't give a fuck. Man, they always doing fireworks over here, man. Serio.
You get it right under a tree, too.
Really? They want the tree to blow up. I mean, to catch on fire. 6 p.m. to 2. Orale, all right. Semi night shift. Actually, that's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. That's a pretty good hour to, you know, be working. Let me know.
They're doing it again, Dad. Repeat, they're doing it.
Yeah, serio.
What did they do?
For the pay-per-view? Hell yeah. That's what's good. Homie, shout out from the 559, Puro Town Norte. Like, yeah, likewise, my boy. Shout out to Poros Town Norte, right there representing. Woo woo. That's all we could do, my boy. Uplift the brown, because everybody else puts us down. How many fireworks do they fucking have? God damn it. They've been popping those shits all damn day, man. Like if it's 4th of July already, like, know your days. Go read your history. Haven't, yeah, but Nah, my boy. Tell them that that someone just ran up and put it on you, and then ran off. No light, but here. All right, that's right. Well, you know, before how they were saying that's messed up that a lot of movies were filmed down here, down south, right? That how come no other movies were filmed like up north, like showing like their cities and stuff like that. And I personally think that it's because the studios are just right there. Remember, it's still a business, so it's a financial move. So let's say the studios are just right here, right? So that's why they film the movies here, because if they go over there, they got to pay for now hotels for these individuals because, they got to stay over there. They got to pay for the hotels, got to pay for all this and that. So at a convenience, I think that's why they just film the shit down here. Like, that way they don't have to spend so much money. You get what I'm saying? Because, if you're filming somewhere else, my boy, you're going to have to book rooms and all kinds of shit for these people. You know what I'm saying? And still to feed them and all kind. Well, I don't know how that shit works, but I'm assuming that they feed them, or unless they gotta pay for the food. Like, if you hire me to come out in your movie, does that mean you gotta feed me, or do I still gotta buy my own food?
I didn't find one. But when I didn't know,
Buenas noches, homie. What's up, G? Right here, chilling, my boy Jose. What's cracking? You want the link? Yeah, for sure. Can I get that link? And RIP to Demon out that Richmond Su 13. Hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Serio. That's the only way these motherfuckers will throw me into the algorithm. If not, forget about it. They ain't gonna push nothing from me.
Oh, no.
They're like, fuck this, vato.
I'm gonna play with you guys.
Take a look with it. Hell no, they'll call it whatever real quick. RIP Clumsy, Rafford Street, and Little Grimes. Yeah, that's fucked up. Those were my boys. Clumsy was the big homie. He put me up on game on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And Little Grimes. I used to talk to them on a daily. It's cool shit, man.
Where are you getting this up? When we get paid for you, nothing.
Yeah, that's some cool stuff there, my boy.
No, you guys did.
Who's that? Is that you, Bugsy? Or who's that? Sporty, no? Oh yeah, it is Sporty. What's good with you, my boy? Yeah, it's a cool game. What up, is it? Chillin', G-boy, what's cracking? Did you watch John Cena Tony Celebrations? No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to. Hey, you know what? A lot of people hate on John Cena, but I actually liked the vato. I never had no pedo with him. I thought it was always cool. I need to make a Mexican movement like in Texas, Mexican connected. That would sound dope, my boy. I ain't gonna lie. That would sound chingon. There's a lot of talent out of Texas. A gang of talent. You know what? I did a rap reaction to some guys from Texas. They're raza, and the song was banging. As a matter of fact, in that reaction, I think it was Southern California, upstate, Northern California, and I think Chicago and Texas in a rap battle to see which people thought was the better rola. And I think Texas is the one that won that one. I think most people were putting Texas, but that rola that they were, I forgot the name of the group, but they were spitting. They're from Chuco Town or something like that. I forgot the name of the group, but man, they were spitting fuego, homie. Texas have always, people forget about that. Texas has always had a chingon style with chingon rappers too, like UGK, Scarface, you know what I mean? You can't forget Scarface, my boy. That's a legend right there, homie. His rolas are some of the best ones that I like, of all time. Hands on a Dead Body, Man Cry, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me, you know what I mean? The remix, like he's got a gang of chingon rolas, I think people sleep on him. I thought it was fuego, homie. Slim Thug, Paul Wall, man, they had good talent out there. Well, they have good talent out there. I think a lot of people sleep on Texas. I've always been a fan of their music. Bun B and all of them fools, they be tearing shit up. What's the name of that song? Posted on the Block, I think. Yeah, that's gangsta. Actually, that fucking roll is hard, fool. That's just chingon. Give a shadow. Oh, late. Still wait. Oh, you already know, my boy. We night I was here. Woo, woo. Hollywood. North. Oh, what's good, Flaco? Flaco's definitely up in the building. What's cracking like it, my boy? How are the tacos that day, fool? Firme or what? I would have stayed chopping it up more with you, my boy, but I had to bounce. Oh, you should have. You know what? You should have came to my pad after that day. You know what I mean? I could have gave you a hat, fool. Now that I'm thinking about it. All right, pizza. Yeah, serio. It's cold. Yeah, there you go. All right. What's good, Sporty? Try it like it, my boy. You already know that R gang. Whoa, whoa. Shout out to the winos and the lokes. And the rest of the cliques, too. SD. Anyway, serio. SD, in my personal opinion, though, this is my opinion. I think San Diego, when it comes to Chicano rap, they're probably the best ones. When it comes to Chicano rap, I always thought that their style was number one. Don't get me wrong, like LA has some good rappers, SGV and these areas, but I think San Diego takes the cake easily. Well, not easily, but they take the cake. All right. Serio. I mean, I get it. Some of the stuff may be cheesy, but I mean, his overall ring performance is better than like Hulk Hogan's or some shit like that. You know what I mean? He fucking did more shit than that, though. Go and rewatch Hulk Hogan's matches, my boy. The vato. It's rare you see that fool do a suplex on somebody, my boy. Puro pinche poke in the eye and a punch and a leg drop, and that's it, my boy. That's all you ever got from that vato. Is it true that your favorite movie is Blood Out? Hell no, I don't even like those movies, my boy. To be honest with you. Nah. I'm not too fond of street movies. Like, to laugh at them, you know, that's the only reason why I watch them. Or the only reason why homies watch them. Believe it or not, we don't like those kind of movies, my boy. I'd rather be watching some Black Hawk Down or some shit like that. You feel me? Now, that's a good movie. If I had to say which is my favorite movie, I think Black Hawk Down will probably be my favorite movie, my boy. That one or like Shutter Island or some shit like that changes your mind, like the butterfly effect. But I don't like movies like this shit. It's kind of like, what the fuck is this? Over the top exaggeration. So it's my ass. Like, I don't know about you, dog, but I never see no homie ever suck another vato's finger, my boy. I don't know. It's kind of a lot of weird stuff be happening in these movies. I don't know. What's up, my boy? What's good with you, Stomper? What's cracking like it? They hate John Cena. Every day. You know, but he did more. Look at Hulk Hogan when he won the title. That motherfucker wouldn't even wrestle, fool. That fool would wrestle like one match every like 3 months. Fucking eh. After that, it was puro pinche hablando en el microphone. Wanted to be on the mic so much, we should have dropped an album. Did you change the cover today? Nah, actually, my girl went to the market and she just bought me a 3-pack. And since they don't sell 3-packs of King Cobras, that's the only downfall. They should.
But they don't.
Like Mickey's, you know, you can find them in 12 packs or 24 packs of grenades, the little grenades. I like those, but they're expensive. So I'm like, chales. Conejo get. Yeah, Conejo gets down. Conejo has talent. That fool's chingon. And he's a real one. He's about to be. You know what? As a matter of fact, Conejo's not bigger than what he is because how he was still involved in the streets and how he was still a fool. You know, he was still a homie. So, you know, he wouldn't really put in all his effort into music because he was still out there, you know, running around. I think if he would have not been doing that and focused more on his music, I think he would have been more like more higher than what he is now, or more, you know, recognized and shit like that. But homie, you know, wanted us to be a knucklehead. But you know, I can't knock him for it. You know what I mean? I mean, he is who he is. I also have blood out. If anyone wants them. So that little Chito. Oh, that's right. Woo woo. Off the F Troop, Santa Ana. Much respect. Shout out to all our F Troop representing. Woo woo. Fuck this thing. This is me no fuck. Oh yeah, you know. Taco Mexico. Oh, that is the spot. No lie, fool. Taco Mexico, fool. That's my spot, homie. That's my number one place to go to, fool. Serio. We used to be fucked up like at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. We used to be right there ordering shit. We wouldn't even know what the hell we were ordering. But they always get it right there. Shit, I already know that. Them vatos already know me by nombre. Yeah, but that shit always comes through. It hits a spot, you know. Time stop, Oklahoma. Respect from Orange County, Garden Grove. Shout out to all of Garden Grove. Telemundo. Ain't that the truth? Eastside, Long Beach, logging in. What up? That's right. Shout out to all of Long Beach. Eastside, West, and North. Hogan got over with Hulkamania. Yeah, serio, my boy. That's what I'm saying. He was all hype. That vato was all hype.
He has a gun, watch out.
Good movie. Good movie. Serio? I don't. We just watch it just to laugh at it, you know.
Bro,
it's because it went also over the top with everything. It's an exaggeration that's crazy. That's why they. Because they miss it. He had to do something, my boy. Because fuck, his shit was stale as a motherfucker. Let him blood out. It's the cheesiest movie about culture. Yeah, no lie, right there. Facts.
I know it's probably not no.
Serio, I agree 1,000. That's the reason I'm not a fan of it. I'm like, what? What gang members behave like that? Like Popeye. And Miklo licking fingers. Chewy my condom. He was. I'm telling you, John Cena was the shit. I thought, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, yeah, but see, Stone Cold's on another level, my boy. Stone Cold, you know, you can't compare no one to Stone Cold Steve Austin, homie. Who was right there drinking Budweiser, as a matter of fact. No fucks. Oh yeah, Hulk Hogan never wanted to lose, my boy. He was not gonna take no L's for nobody, my boy. I thought it was gonna stain his reputation. Pinche diva, full of diva. Only 5. Serio, let's get them likes up. Hogan was picky with who he wanted. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he wanted it his way or no way. He was a full blown diva. I mean, I get it. Shawn Michaels was like that. Bret Hart was like that, but not to the extreme of this vato. They gave this vato too much control, and that shit went straight to his head. Look at what he was doing to ECW. I mean WCW. It's like if that vato was running it. Especially when he was getting paid, fuck, and he would even get was it like half of the pay-per-view money? Like fuck it, what? When do you hear some shit like that, fool? Like who the fuck is that fool that you're gonna give him half of the pay-per-view money you guys made? Like who's running this company? See, that's the reason why them motherfuckers didn't last. They were spending their money stupidly. They were paying all these fools all kinds of shit, like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. That's why them fools didn't last, fool. They were blowing their money stupid. That's why Vince McMahon is not stupid. They may call him Gordo, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't really break off that much bread to these individuals or whatever. They call him a tight ass or whatever. I mean, but there's a reason why his fucking shit has lasted so long, you know? And why WCW, they were paying all these fools great, but where are they at now? Where are they at? Exactly. They ain't nowhere. But that's what I'm saying. He had more even his acting skills I think were a lot better. Like his selling skills, I thought they were, better than these other vatos. Hogan, you're lucky. Hey, fool, they could hit Hogan with like a tombstone and that fool would get up like nada. Like that fool would get power bomb for it and like nothing. Like damn fool, at least try to sell it, you know what I mean? At least hold your back or something. Fuck. Lawless or The Town? Damn, my boy, that's a good one. But I think I'm going to have to say The Town. I'm a big fan of that one. I actually like The Town. I'm not gonna lie. I like the action sequence in the town. No hate, but serio? That's how I felt. At one point for Roman. You know what I mean? Because I felt like Roman was just like, it's always like his. You know what I mean? Like it made it too predictable. Was gonna happen. Well, he made it too predictable. Was gonna happen. But for Roman Reigns, that's how I felt about him. Like, okay, I already know how this shit's gonna end. I might like not even watch it. You know? Pa qué? Hey, what's up with them Garden Grove coffee shops?
No, Liam, not right there, right here.
Serio? What's up, G? Saludos from Eastside Salinas. That's right. Shout out to Eastside Salinas out there, 831. Woo woo. How come it does not work for me? What doesn't work for you? Blood in, blood out.
Bro,
Might be cheesy as fuck, but it still got some funny. No, they do, my boy. That's what I'm saying. Like, it has some of the greatest, like, funny. I'm telling you, we watch it just to laugh, you know, because it's comical. I thought Popeye was funny as fuck. I thought Big Al was funny, you know. But but here's the problem though. Those characters weren't supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to be taken funny. Like the scenes where they're talking or whatever, because you know it's a serious moment, so it's not supposed to be seen as comical. But we find it comical, but because we know that it's not like that, though, you know. But those scenes are not supposed to be comical, you know. And that's the thing. When a scene's not supposed to be comical and you're laughing, then there's a problem. Not to us, because we're enjoying it. We're laughing the fuck out of it. I'll click that link. It will take you. All right, let's film it. When I was younger. Serio? I never liked Hulk Hogan, even when I was younger. I was more of an Undertaker, Bam Bam Bigelow, One Man Gang, King Kong Bundy. Like, I always liked those vatos. I was never much of a Hogan fan. Buenas noches out of Orange County. That's right. Shout out to Orange County. Shout out to the women of America that lost their rights to their bodies. I gotta semi-agree. You know what I mean? I think that subject. See, here's the thing: how this subject is being pitched and how this subject is being talked about. Is maybe not the best way because the situation is not as easy as these people are saying it that it is. You know what I mean? Like, because it does get both sides are making great points. You know what I mean? When it comes to this subject, that's why I think that it's not so easy. You know, these decisions are not so easy because both groups, you know, have valid points. They have absolutely valid points to what they're saying. You know, both groups have valid points. You know, you're killing a baby and stuff like that. That's not right. That's true. But at the same time, you know, it's in their rights because what if, you know, they get raped or some shit like that and then they get pregnant, you know what I mean? So, or financially, you know, they're not stable and stuff like that. So both sides have, you know, valid points, you know what I mean? So that's why when the subject gets brought up, I don't think it's just as easy as people make it seem when they talk about it, you know, where it's just that easy that it should be like this or it should be like that. You know, with a subject like this, I don't think it should. I think there has to be a way that they could come and meet in the middle somehow, because both sides, you know, essentially no one's right and essentially no one's wrong here. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just something, you know, tricky. You know, it's one of these. See, but here's the thing that I say. These are some of the problems, you know. These are some of the problems, like when it comes to like gun law, immigration, you know, abortion and stuff like that. That we pay all these mother effers, our Senate. That's what they get paid all that feria for. You know what I mean? Because they're supposed to sit there and actually use their brains to come up with solutions. You know what I mean? But instead, they just throw some. It's either yes or no. You know what I mean? It's like, is that what you get paid for? Is that what you get paid all that money for? Because you don't want to think of solutions. You just want to be.
Well, I swear.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I swear to God, these fools don't go with no plans, fool. They just like. But I don't know. Usually the system won't. All right. Yeah, the iPhones, yeah, they don't let you do shit on those things, fool. Yeah, an Android, homie. Che, Applewoods was my mama's. M.O.D. When was the last time you prayed? I'm not religious, my boy. I don't believe in religion. I'm not. I don't believe. I'm atheist. I guess you can say. I wouldn't so much say it in that sense because, like, I don't bash individuals for believing in that. You know what I mean? Because I know atheists tend to do that, but I just don't believe in none of that. I'm a man of science. I believe in evolution. And
Shoot his car! Shoot his car! Shoot his car! Shoot at his car! Nice.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking people for believing that. You know whatever helps people. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect their views. You know what I mean? I understand. You know, so you know. The problem is they don't understand my point of view. You know what I mean? Like I respect them and their views, but they don't respect mine and my views because then they start. As soon as I tell them that, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna go to hell. You're a sinner. You're evil." Like now you're insulting me, my boy. Like I didn't even tell you shit. Like I told you I respect your views, and you're over here now criticizing me. Like what the fuck? And you're the holy one. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy though. They be the holiest people, fool, that be talking the most shit. Like, and you think you're better than me? You're holy? It's crazy. I'm not saying you. I'm saying, like, you know, individuals, when I do tell them that, that's the response I normally get back. My favorite WWF wrestler was when they fought backstage. Serio. I used to like that shit, too. I ain't gonna lie. When there's all kinds of desmadre. That's why I used to like watching ECW. Did you like the Road Warriors? Hell yeah, I like the Road Warriors. That was the shit, my boy. Nefos legitly will be banging and, you know, bashing out there. What I thought was weird was that Popeye and Chewie were brothers yet. I didn't even know. I know. Just mamones. What do you think about the 6 hearing today that getting tighter on? I knew it was gonna happen though. It was bound to happen. You know. It's only a matter of time before your scandalous waist catches up, my boy. What's crazy is that people are against anybody who touches kids and hurts kids, but it's all right to hurt them in the womb. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000. Especially the whole touching kid thing. It's crazy how some people can still support individuals that do that kind of shit. It's wild and mind blowing to me. You know. You know what I mean? Like,
18 is the best team.
I don't give a fuck how good the talented individual is or how good his movies are or his music. Like once you touch a kid, my boy, fuck that. That shit's all out the window. Like that's disgusting to me, bro. That's fucking. People can say what they want, like, oh, you don't know that. Yeah, look. They went to court, and look, and that's one thing I try to tell people. When it's an adult, there's reasons for it. Financial means, just because they hate the individual. For many reasons, they could be making up allegations, right? When it's an adult. But when it's a child, my boy, describing these people's, you know, stuff and what they have done to them and stuff like that. You know, a child who's scared, nervous, especially being interrogated, you know, by law enforcement and shit like that. And, you know, I don't know if people could remember when they were a kid, but a fucking kid's going to be scared as fuck. You know what I mean? He's not going to... Being put in that scenario, how good, you know, people be like, well, their parents got them to lie. Like, put yourself in those scenarios, my boy, that you're a child at that age, my boy, and you're in court, and this cop is in front of you interrogating you, my boy, like, and you expect the kid to keep calm and collect, my boy, that fool will break right there. Like, yeah, my parents made me do it. You know what I mean? Like, that kid's not gonna fucking stay to the story. You know what I'm saying? So when these individuals, you know, describe all of this shit and, you know, in details and stuff like that, my boy, the motherfucker, I get it. You like his movies, you like his music, whatever, feed me. My boy, the mother effer touched the kid, homie. Why is it so hard to believe that a rapper or an actor is not capable of that? Anyone is capable of that. Doctors, lawyers, police officers. These pedophile weirdos have been arrested throughout the world, and they have been doctors, lawyers, military people, gang members, grocery workers, of all backgrounds, my boy. You know what I mean? So to think that this person can be, you know, like, says who? Why? Because you don't want to see it that way? Yeah, so because it makes it okay for them to keep lying to themselves. That way they don't feel as guilty still supporting that kind of fucking scum in this planet. Like I said, it's a fucking kid, man, making those allegations. Not a fucking adult. You know what I mean? It's a kid, not an adult. That kid has no reason why he would concoct this whole entire mess up. You know, kids are not witty like that. You know? I don't know if you notice this, but kids really don't plan shit out, my boy. They're spontaneous, just in the moments. And it's crazy because people always look at these scenarios and they're thinking of all these ideas and whatever, but the one thing that they always forget is that you're thinking of it from the sense of an adult because you're an adult, right? So you're an adult, so you're able to think of all these different things. That is a child, so he doesn't have the same mental capacity that you do. Therefore, how you're able to piece all of this and concoct all this strategy together, he's a kid. He's not going to be able to do what you do. You know, even the most dumbest person is smarter than the, most youngest one.
Bro, stop that cat. We got lucky with that kill.
You know, because we could control our emotions and all of that shit a lot better than a child could. You know? That's why kids are over dramatic. You know, you don't buy them the shit that they want. They think the world's coming to an end. But it's crazy how people are just not able to see that. Like they literally are like, and it's like, you're thinking about this shit from the adult's perspective, right? Like that's not an adult. Idiots. You guys be mad because a child's innocence, and for someone to take advantage of that is scandalous, homie, because you're literally destroying that kid's life. Even, let's say this person's guilty, right, and they arrest him and he does life, fuck it. That kid is still damaged, fool. He's still scarred, homie. He's never gonna be the same, bro. You know what I mean? And it's messed up, for someone to do that to a kid and for their own, satisfaction, bro. It's fucking outrageous, bro.
Liam, go distract the guy.
I'm already starting to get mad. I hate shit like that, bro. I always say I'm pro-life, but no choice. Yeah, everyone does have the right to do it themselves. Like I said, this topic is not so easy, because at the same time, what if they're raped and stuff like that? Like there's a lot of scenarios that come into play here. You know what I mean? I don't think it's so cut and dry. But I'm saying that's what we pay these bastards for, to come with a solution. You know what I mean? A better one, at least. But these people don't want to work, my boy. They ain't trying to think. They just want to get paid and go home. Even when COVID hit, my boy, some of these ideas that these fools had and were saying were some of the most stupidest things I have ever heard in my life. And it's like, bro, this is what we pay you guys for? This is what we pay you all that feria for? Especially when they were doing how they were running their school programs. It's like, wow. Like, that's your guys' grand plan? That's what you guys spend a week, debating on? Pero bueno. When I first saw Blood In, Blood Out, I didn't show the scene where smoking gets down. I heard that movie was like 5 hours long.
So that's not your sneak attack? Well, I killed all 3 of them. Come on,
originally,
I need some back.
Or some shit like that. I agree. Gangster movies have to be done in a TV series. I don't think it could be done in a live movie.
I did 600.
There's too much going on for you just to, my pill out game. Skeet, water gun. But at first I used to see that, I was like, what the fuck is this? That shit was crazy, huh? That shit was chingon, my boy. You see all this blood and everything. It's not about the clues. About the... Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel you. No, I understand. Like I said, these problems are not so, you know what I mean? I think they get a little bit more rockier. Because I'm telling you, I have heard both sides, when they come and they speak it from their perspectives. And like I said, both sides make some valid points. They make some valid points, bro. They do make some valid points. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm telling you, the subjects like this is something that needs more, better plans. You know what I mean? like I said, this immigrant, like big problems like that. You know what I mean? But these fools don't really want to come with anything, though. They ain't trying to think that much. You should be on American Cholos. Yeah. He's cool, man. I mean, his channel is doing his thing. You know what I mean? Maybe one day, I don't know. It's the street in me is still like I still battle with my own thoughts. Like I said, my boy, I'm not perfect either, my boy. Like I have a lot of issues and problems myself. I still feel like I got a lot of growing to do.
No, man, he's going. He's up.
Like I said, homie, we all got issues and problems. No one's perfect in this world, my boy. It's one day at a time. Hope you are having a few midnight shadow. Much love. Glad to see you, channel. Hey, that's right, my boy. Gracias, Trusty. I appreciate that, my boy. Shout out to all the Chandler Street out that bell. Woo woo. Is a decision. Yeah, you ain't lying, my boy. Right there, 831. You ain't lying. That's what I'm saying. These arguments get very complex, you know. Because at the same time, that is the father's child, you know what I mean? I know it grows inside the woman, but I mean the male puts it there, you know. I sometimes think it is dumb when they think that the woman has the more rights than the dad, when that's not true, bro. It's 50-50, homie. It's 50-50. There's no such thing as the woman having more, you know, authority and stuff like that over the decision of anything that has to do with the child. My boy, it is 50-50, homie. And there is no way in hell anybody could tell me otherwise, my boy. There is not, my boy. It's 50-50, dog. Because if, you know, Hyena can't get pregnant without a male's sperm, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Like I said, even if they go to one of these sperm banks or whatever, like I said, it's still a sperm that came from a male. So therefore, she does not create babies herself. So it takes two to make one. So therefore, split it in half, right? But for some odd reason, people think that no, the woman has more rights. For some odd reason, I have no idea why. Said on that scene that I got you, my boy. I didn't even like seeing the scene where. Yeah, that scene hits.
No,
yeah, that overdose one, man. That's just that cabrón.
Nice. Finish that guy. You should have finished that guy. Finish him. But that's not your wall. But what are you doing?
Mad Dog, the San Fernando Valley neighborhood related have been off the hook. You should do the history spell different. I am, my boy. I'm gonna be doing each individual city. You know, will get their own, you know, episode and go into in depth on each and every city. Yes, the A18 is full of a lot of history and culture. It is.
What's happening?
You know, we've been in this game just as long as a lot of other individuals. What's crazy is people believe that it's a kid inside.
Oh, what the? You guys didn't get your points though.
Well, it's not a kid. It's a fetus.
At least I got my food.
But I get what you mean. An embryo, you know. Yeah, like if we want to get to the whole entire science behind it, but it still does have a heartbeat, you know, so it is still a living, you know, organism. But then again, you could say the same thing for, let's say when you see a cow, right, and it has, you know, the baby cow, and then they kill the baby cow, you know, to sell for food, and then nobody feels anything there, and it's like, why? That's still that cow's, you know, offspring right there that she loves and cares for, because they'll do anything to defend their child. You see, animals will go to the extreme today, showing them, you know, the love that they've had for their kid. Yeah, we don't have an issue killing them and eating them, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's still another living creatures, you know. But like I said, it gets complex and we really want to dive into all of them. You know what I mean? then we'll really end up in a hole. We'll really be having this conversation. We'll end up at the end of the argument, in dinosaurs or some shit like that. It's funny how like you're debating with somebody and somehow the conversation completely spirals somewhere else. You guys were over here arguing about baseball, and you guys ended up over here like finishing the argument, in NASCAR or some shit like that. Like, the fuck? Like, how the fuck we end up here? Oh man, a little girl, she's my woman. Anyone did that shit to her? Yeah, I feel you, my boy. I also have a daughter, so I know. It's just crazy. So why don't they ever bring up that window? Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, they say that we live in a fair world, right, where they want, equality and fairness and everything, but somehow the males end up getting the short end of the stick all the times, too. Like, they don't think about it, like, when it comes to sexual harassment or shit like that, you know what I mean? It's always seen one-sided. Like, let's face it, if you're taking a girl to court, my boy, let's say because you guys are fighting for custody of your child, my boy, right? You're a male. Say you're a male. You know what I mean? And you look like a biker. And you're going to court, right, to fight for custody for your child. My boy, if that hyena walks into that bitch full crying, my boy, you lost.
Adrian, how much do you
You know what I mean? Like, hyena, look, I have nothing against women and everything like that, I believe, in equality and stuff like that. But there's hyenas that are snakes. There's hyenas that are scammers. Just like there's males. There's males that are culeros and gachos and that. Yeah, true. There's also hyenas that are very manipulative, very, deceiving, very, cynical, right? Who know how to play the game. They know if they cry or tell this, sad story, a lot of people will believe them. You know what I mean? A lot of people will buy into it. And they know this, you know what I mean? Just like you have, males who are, a sociopath or narcissist, you also have women who are narcissists and sociopaths, not as many, obviously, because of the gene, but that's separate. I don't know. Breaking all of that down will probably be like an hour long. Serio, more than an hour maybe. Anywho, so women are like that too, you know what I mean? And they know this, and there's women out there like that, right? And they tell a sad story, whatever, and most people will bite. Most people will bite and give them the benefit of the doubt, believe the sad story, and side with them instead of the male. You know what I mean? Just because the male doesn't tend to be so emotional because we have more testosterone levels in our body. So obviously we don't display the same emotions as a woman does. You know what I mean? So obviously, when we're telling our story, that's why it doesn't come off, so, like sympathetical and shit like that. You know what I mean? Or we don't display like any of those types of, traits. So it makes them, believe the woman more, because their eyes water and, and shit like that. And compared to a male's who the opposite happens. You get angry, you know what I mean? You get mad. And that's due to the testosterone in your body. So while they're looking now like the calm one who's devastated and just crying, and you're getting mad because you know that they're lying and stuff like that, then you start looking more guilty and guilty and guilty. You know what I mean? And most people tend to bite, fool. They side with the hyena, and it's like, where's that equality and all that shit there, homie? You know what I mean? There's no fucking fairness there. They gonna believe the hyena over the male. And why? You gotta hear both sides evenly without being biased. If we're really talking about equality right here. But it seems like the conversation only gets brought up at a convenience. Fuck God. Got to make kids news. My boys.
3, 2, 1.
That's what I'm saying. Look, and that's one thing that people don't understand. In a street fight, my boy, it's not about winning and it's not about losing, my boy. That's irrelevant. That doesn't matter. That shit right there does not mean nothing, my boy. Because if you win, what are you celebrating? All it means is you picked on someone who was weaker than you. So what are you celebrating? What are you bragging about? You know what I mean? in a fight, it's about confronting these individuals. It's about not letting yourself, regardless if you win or lose. You know what I mean? Even if you lose, you didn't let yourself, and you're not supposed to let yourself. You feel me? You could get up and you guys could fight again. He could beat you up again, and you get up again. He could beat you up again and again and again and again. But as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't let yourself, like if you're gonna keep insulting me, we're gonna keep throwing it down, even if you keep whooping my ass. But I'm just not gonna let you talk to me like that. You know what I mean? Even if I keep losing, I'm still gonna keep coming at you if you try to insult me. You get what I mean? It's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's about standing up to these individuals and not letting yourself. That is what it's about. You know, everything else is irrelevant, my boy. That shit's all for show. It's for people's own fucking amusements and shit like that. Like, do you really care about the opinion of all these individuals? Que te valga, you know what I mean? All these fools that are critiquing and laughing or whatever, they wouldn't get in a fight in their damn life, my boy. They ain't about that. You know, so it's irrelevant what they could be thinking, you know what I mean? Because it's always going to be like, oh, if I was there, man, I would have knocked that fool. I would have kicked. Shut up. If you know anything about a fight, my boy, you already know that it ain't going to go down like that, my boy. Fool acting like it's going to be all mapped out and everything like that. It doesn't, my boy. All kinds of shit be happening when you're in a fight. My boy, you could stumble, you could step on a crack, you could, the fool moves, you hit the wall. Yeah, all kinds of shit be happening, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's going to happen in a fight. I'm about over here acting like it. You know, where's the proof? Like Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson, my boy. You know, my boy, the greatest boxers have lost fights. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. What are you going to tell me that them folks can't fight? They bitches because they can't fight? The greatest fighters lose fights, my boy. You know what I mean? Because in a fight, you just don't know what's going to happen. It could just be one of those things where they hit you with that lucky punch and just lights out, because it happens. It happens even to the greatest of greats. You know what I mean? Canelo, everyone's been knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to think that, like it can't happen or to think that, losing a fight makes you weak or like that's just fucking ridiculous. Those are people that have absolutely, like, have never been in a fight in their damn lives, my boy, the ones that be talking.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay, I'm gonna check.
Like them vatos clearly never been in a fight, fool. That's why when I'm beefing with somebody, I'm not gonna tell that fool I'm gonna fuck him up. I don't know if I'm gonna fuck him up. You know what I mean? But we gonna catch that fate. You know what I mean? But I don't know the outcomes. I'm not psychic. I could win and I could lose. ¿Quién chingado sabe?
Do you guys believe? I'll show you.
What up? I say? What's good with you, Snap? I hate politics.
Yeah, I'm gonna platform 95 my video.
En serio? Well, isn't that the whole argument that a woman are giving?
Okay.
Excuse you. Is jacking off killing? That's what said is jacking off killing kids. Whittier Barrio Locos. That's right. Shout out to Whittier Barrio Locos. Whoa, whoa. That's why. Happy birthday, Junior. The only thing I don't understand is if she don't want to get pregnant. No, mames.
Well, that's wood.
Depending, what if they get raped, though? You know what I mean? What if they get raped and they get pregnant? Then what? What if they get raped and get pregnant by their uncle? Then what? Because it does happen. People have to remember, we live in a sick world, my boy. In a sick effing world, my boy. I wish I was making shit like that up, fool. Like, shit like that doesn't exist, but it does, my boy. It does. So what if she gets pregnant by her uncle? Then what?
I'm gonna go for you now.
Then what, carnal? What you gotta say there? Then find out. Or by their dad. Or by their brother. Because shit like that does happen, fool. I'm sorry to say. Shadow, you're going way too far, fool. You're exaggerating. No, my boy. Research that shit. Shit like that happens, and a lot, carnal, and a lot. People give society too much credit, my boy. We live in a sick world full of a lot of sick individuals, homie. And I wish I was lying or exaggerating, fool, but I'm not, carnal. I'm not. That's the sad part about it. If only, you know?
No.
So what's your counter argument there? Because that shit does happen, fool, unfortunately, homie. That shit does get got you, fool.
Get deleted.
My son's mother.
Chaser ready.
Well, I got 4, so I guess I don't know. I guess I just didn't want to. I was taught to always unload till there was nothing left. I took that shit literal. All right, I'll behave. Before they ban my shit.
Man, you're a little confident boy. Boy. I got something.
Hot pocket. I meant to say here from Ninjala. For real, what I call that? A hot pocket. That was it, a hot pocket, no mamas. Hey, Shadow. What's good with you, my boy? Newton? Like, hoes will be hoes. Well, you're a philosopher, my dude. I do study philosophy. I do like it. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a different way of looking at life. But that comes with time, though. You know what I mean? Looking forward to watching those dog. You already know, my boy. As long as I'm breathing, food, they'll still keep coming, unless I get smoked or some shit like that. But other than that, they should be always coming. That's true too. Serio, all right. Keep up the good content, G. Hey, gracias, my boy. Speed kills. If you get the life is harder than guys. I don't care what. Life is hard for everyone, my boy, in general, but that's the good thing, though. These obstacle courses that come into our way, it only makes us better. You know what I mean? It only, it helps grow us. You know what I mean? As individuals. Not only that, it makes us appreciate stuff more. You know what I mean? I mean, in order to feel, joy, you must have felt sadness. That's how you know what joy is. You know what I mean? Because you have felt sadness. So, you must feel one to recognize the other. So, you know what I mean?
179? You're 1 HP, aren't you?
Like, it's only, you got to look at the positives and the lessons that comes with every, even with every bad decision that has came your way or obstacles, you know what I mean? There's a lesson in there somewhere. You just got to look at that and stop focusing on the negative. Because if you just stay stuck on the negative and focus on the negative, you're never gonna improve in life. You're never gonna, move forward. You're never gonna better yourself, because you're just so focused on the negative all the time. You know what I mean? Look at the positive out of the situations, even if they are, bad situations. Because there's a lesson in there. You know what I mean? Just gotta keep them eyes open. Now you see it. But saludos, my G. That's right. Shout outs, carnal. We have it harder as guys. Nah, women go through a lot of shit too, my boy. Especially we see it different, right? Because put it like this: we're different than women because we have more testosterone in our body, right? So we don't have the same emotions as women do. That's the reason. Since women have less, that's why they're more emotional. They can't really control their emotions all that well, especially when they're on their cycle or whatever, their periods. So their emotions are running wild. See, us men, we're not able to understand that because we don't know how that feels. You know what I mean? So we're not able to comprehend that. But it's kind of like saying, okay, if a woman goes out there and buys you a bouquet of flowers and hands it to you, you're gonna be like, all right, well, thanks, like what the fuck, But if you go out there and you get her a bouquet of roses, you don't understand how that makes her feel inside. You know what I mean? She's feeling all kinds of emotion. See, to us, we're like, they're just fucking flowers. Like, I don't get it. Exactly. You're not supposed to get it. You know what I mean? But they're feeling all kinds of shit inside. You know what I mean? Because of the genes, the difference within the genes. So while you think it's harder for males because you see it like that, you don't understand the emotional roller coasters that women go through. You feel me? So to say that you have it harder is because you're not taking their feelings into consideration. You get what I mean? Because we're just different. It's really hard for us to like wrap our minds around like why they're like that. We first have to understand why women, behave the way they behave and stuff like that. I'm telling you, my boy, like we could get into this, but like to explain each and every one of these things is gonna take me a while. I mean, when I first started my courses, my boy, I even felt like, well, I should just give up. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing here. But like I say, you just gotta keep working on it. I just find it fascinating. That's why I just kept muscling through it. But see, yeah, so we don't have it, that all that easy. I mean, they don't have it all that easy. So there's snakes on both sides. So what's your point? Ow. That's what I'm saying. There's snakes on both sides. Fuck it with your channel. Hey, gracias, my boy. I appreciate it. Point is, women have it easier. No, they don't, my boy. Well, nah. I think each side has their how can I say, their benefits and their their weaknesses. You get what I'm saying? They just have them in different ways. You know what I mean? Different places. I mean. Because like a woman could get like stuff, more their way. They show a little skin and stuff like that and whatever, right? So you could say for that they have it easier, right? Because any guy would just come in, suppose. But males, although they don't have that luxury, they're more physically stronger. So like, let's say if the guy picks her up now and he's now trying to take advantage of her, now she doesn't have the strength to battle this individual. Now, is she still have it easier than the man? If it would have been a man, he would have been able to at least, overpower and stuff like that. So do they really have it easy? I mean, I think it comes with their... Like I said, it's only at the convenience that people want to play, how one side has it better than the other. So that's why I'm saying, like, they both... That's why I'm saying... I think a man is a 50, and I think a woman is a 50, and I think when they come together is when they make the 100. You know what I mean? That's why I say, in order for you to have a strong household and hold it down, I think it takes two. You know what I mean? To make 100, because the male's gonna come with his skills and the shit that he brings to the table, and the woman's gonna come with her skills and what she brings to the table. Bam, and you're able to get it done. But it takes two. I think there's so many problems in relationships now. Why there's so many women that are single or guys that have a lot of baby mamas and stuff like that, is because one side sees it one way. You know what I mean? Like they like women. There's some women that will think that they're better than men, and there's some men that think that they're better than women. And I think that's why there's so many issues. When instead of thinking of who's better, why isn't it a possibility could be that both of you are the same and you both have the same say-sos and everything, you know what I mean? Like, one's not better than the other, like you guys are equal. Like, why can't there be an equal? Could it be like, like that impossible to believe that you guys are equal? You know what I mean? Could it be so far-fetched, like, no, the men are the number ones, like, like, I think that's society that planted that shit in your head, my boy, like, this machista, male chauvinist thing, and women too with their empowerment and enlightenments, because, they also be pitching shit like, we're the ones that are really the top ones and better than them, and we're the ones that really make the household run and stuff. No, you don't. It takes two, like I said. It's not one or the other. One doesn't have more, than the other. It's you guys are equal. But nobody wants to see that shit, my boy. Everybody always wants to be the winner, homie. And it gets worse and worse because, you teach people how not to be how not to share, how not to be, like, it's not all about winning, because now people don't want to lose. People don't want to be wrong no more, my boy. It's a sin to say that you're wrong now. You know what I mean? Nobody ever wants to admit when they're wrong, homie. Nobody, dog. Not no more. Because you're teaching all these people, to behave in these manners, display. Even video games teach them this shit. Like Fortnite, like when they kill somebody, they taunt on them. They dance on them, they're humiliating them. You know what I mean? Instead of saying like good game or like good job or good battle or whatever, they fucking bash. They're making a mockery of them. So now they don't want to be humiliated no more. That's what these they're teaching these behaviors, and shit like that. Teaching them all these bad habits and bad traits. That's why a lot of people don't want to be wrong. Nobody will admit that they're wrong no more. I got no problem admitting I'm wrong. Shit, I've done it a lot of times. Wrong a lot of times. But it's everyone else that refuses to ever admit that, my boy. It's like a fucking sin to them or something. Like, you're not gonna win everything, bro. Some people go to the extreme never to say that they're wrong. Like, fuck. Like, all right, well, whatever helps you sleep at. Like, I'm like. So true, my effect told me that when you are young, your mentality is immature. Yes, your mentality is immature. Actually, the part of the brain doesn't develop into your 21 to 20 to 23, roughly around there, when that part of the brain develops. You know what I mean? That's why when you're at that age, you have more common sense. And the reason why the legal age of drinking, you're able to drink and buy cigarettes and stuff like that. You want to know why? Because they conduct research, and it shows that, they're more aware of their decisions and what they're doing and stuff like that compared to when they're younger. See, that's the reason why they had switched these. There's law now, with the juvenile lifers. You know what I mean? Because the decisions they made when they were a child. You know what I mean? You gotta. The science came into play for that. Because them studying human behavior and stuff like that. But people don't see that part. People are naive and retarded. That's why when people like want to critique gang members and stuff like that, like you got to think of it from when all this shit is happening, my boy. When these fuckers are joining gangs, my boy, they're fucking 12, 10, 13 years old, fuckers. And they want them to be like, to think of this and that. A 13-year-old, name me a 13-year-old that has it all in the bag already, ready to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then you would just let a 13-year-old go and buy him his own house and just let him live life. Like, let your 13-year-old out into the world and see if he's going to be able to do it. No, he can't. He's too young. You're over here saying to give these gang members a fucking, so put them in jail. Nah, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing at fucking 13, 14 years old. Who knows what they're doing at that age? Bro, you lost your goddamn minds. It's because they don't like them. At the convenience, they want to play all these fucking, they never want to see it from points of views, my boy. I'm telling you, look, I'm never saying to give them sympathy, right? To sympathize with them. That's not what it's for. It's the understanding of the individual, understanding the problem. See, no one ever wants to understand the problem. They always come to the table with how to punish the problem or how to hide the problem, but never how to fix it because they don't want to sit down and fix it. They don't want to understand it. We don't need to understand them. For what? Fuck that. There's nothing to understand. How are you going to fix something that you don't understand, bro? There's a reason why it hasn't been fixed. All these people want to be saying like, no, you should be telling us somewhere. Guess what? Since gangs started, they've been telling them, you're going to die. You can go to jail. You're going to get nothing out of it. You're throwing your life away. This shit is told to all of these individuals since the gangs have first started. Guess what? They're still joining gangs. Why is that? I don't know what it is, but like these guys are not knocking on people's doors and telling them, "Where's your kid at? Hey, kid, come here," and take them off to the guys. They don't do that. That's not how the gang works. Or when they're chilling, posted up, they're not telling kids that are walking home like, "Hey, kid, come here. Hey, stand right here, hang out with us." They're not telling them that. They're coming willingly, my boy. Why is that? Nah, my boy, we ain't trying to understand all that shit. Fuck that. Because if I feel like I start understanding it, I feel like I'm supporting the problem and I ain't trying to feel that. So this is more about you than the situation, though. This is about your personal views, and it's not about the situation. You care about, how you feel inside. That's why you rather turn the cheek. Makes you feel better about how you're viewing the matter. Yo, Shadow, I always been begging Blackie Fontana, how big do you would have gotten if you did not have? I actually knew Blackie. It's kind of hard to say because Blackie was a fool. Blackie really didn't take the music, too seriously either. He was more of a street individual. What you drinking, homie? Oh, shout out to Hoodie from the Hood. Go subscribe to Hoodie from the Hood channel. A Budweiser, my boy. We have to Cobra tonight. Because fighting is like... I wonder if you're... Those was good. I never seen him squabble. I know he was down for shit. I know he was a writer, but I never seen him squabble to say that homie had hands, So I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did it. Like they say, in suicide don't fight. Yeah. Serio. If you never lost it, you can't. If you never lost it, you can't. I like that analogy. You gotta lose to win later. Everyone loses, my boy.
Bro.
People that say that they don't, it's like either two things are happening. Either one, you're not fighting, or two, you're lying. Plain and simple. Either you're not getting into fights or you're lying. Which one is it? Should I have lost several fights? Should I have gotten knocked out? Should I have woken up in hospitals, my boy? Like I said, homie, I only come and bring you 100 right here, dog. I'm not like the rest of the world that's scared or, oh, they're going to make fun of me, so I better hold on. Those are people that are insecure about themselves. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so insecure about yourself?
What?
Like, that's one thing that drives me crazy. Like, if you know that you're not a bitch inside, then why does it matter when other people think what they think of you? You let them think you're a bitch. If you know you're not, then what the fuck does it matter? But see, people don't understand that for some reason. Makes you wonder that maybe they think themselves like that. Maybe they do think that, about themselves. Because if not, then why the fuck is it driving them crazy so much? What the fuck does my mom? Whoa, who said moms? Why are we talking about people's moms, sir? Yeah, that's some respect. To both of you. Yeah, serio, like, why are we over here insulting people's moms and stuff like that? We're here to have conversation like adults. Hey, Shadow, what would happen if someone from Texas was locked up in Cali? Who would they run with? I don't speak incarceration on here, my boy. I could only talk about the streets, my boy. I can't talk about the, inside. I just have my rules that I gotta follow and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So anything that has to do with incarceration and everything that gets left off the table for, reasons homies don't really like when you talk about their, So I could only answer street related questions, but anything that has to do with incarceration, I can't speak on. So the spend side, you know what I mean? Like, if it's about the street, I could talk about it, but incarceration is just like, I just still have my rules I gotta follow, I actually told my hyena to give me a beer, thinking that she would bring me what I normally drink, but she brought me Budweiser. I can't complain, It's already paid for, it's here, I mean. I was like, well, it's not what I asked for, but I'll have to do. Hot Pockets are weak. Nah, Hot Pockets are good, my boy. The cheese and pepperoni. Or ham and cheese. It's not a professional fighter, but at the same time, I'm not. Oh, what's good, Jesus? Jesus is definitely up in the building. Woo woo. You're right, bro. And we're getting That's right, my boy. Gotta grind it, homie. That's the only way we're gonna get it. What up, G? Saludos from West Los. That's right, 213. Great content, homie. Keep it up. Hey, gracias, my boy. I appreciate that. I remember back in the days, I used to be in a crew called CFUK GSP in Pomona. They used to hang out in the projects. Orale, all right. Yeah, I remember some crews out there in Pomona, like the GF. Well, they became a neighborhood, but I know they had several RU as well. RU, I think that became a neighborhood too. They had several ones over there. DC too, DC. There's been several.
I don't care.
Like I said, the Tigers be doing their things too, my boy.
You want to attack
They're not that far back. They're not that far, far away behind. You know what I mean?
Bro,
people think they are. You know what's crazy though? I wasn't like that when I was young. When I was younger, I didn't like school. I didn't even make it to the 9th grade. I didn't like learning. I just wanted to be, I was a young individual full of a lot of rage. You know what I mean? I was just, out there causing this
I know you like school. You want to go to the
so that didn't come into my later years. You know what I mean? Educating yourself because you got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? That's all you could do is educate yourself, and then you realize like, oh shit, this is pretty dope. You know what I mean? And I think why it's so hard for people to educate themselves or be interested in this stuff is because there's so much distractions. You have women, you have your phone, you have your friends, you have TV. So there's so much distractions. Like, but when you're coming from a place where you have nothing, you know what I mean? You have nothing. So you gotta keep your mind off of the situation one way or another, and you start educating yourself. You realize like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And like I said, there's individuals that could teach themselves like 3 different languages. I have met homies that have spoken like 4 different languages that they taught themselves, and like that just by reading and shit like that, my boy, the audio tapes and all this and that. So it's crazy that like anybody could really teach themselves. Like that's how all these fools become MacGyvers, my boy. They're able to make all these concoctions and all kinds of shit out of nothing because they educate themselves, and that's why they're able to learn so fast. Because I mean, now you're just focused in 100 on that because you don't have distractions. You know what I mean? So in reality, if you really think about it, it's just really staying focused on something. Being committed and staying focused on it, and you'll prosper.
I'm sorry, because
but like I said, I don't consider myself intelligent. Because there's still so much to learn. You know what I mean? I'm just me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna shave my head and let my facial hair grow into the ears so I could look like you. Nah, my boy, you don't want to do that. I'm trying to look like you. There's men that act or are emotional like women too. Nah, not like women. Because look, you could find an emotional male. You could. But that emotional male will not be the most emotional male will not be as emotional as the most emotional woman. If that makes any sense. Because there is males that are born with lower testosterone levels. That's why they're so more emotional. That's why they're more, their feelings get hurt more and stuff like that. People could call it bitch or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. It's genetics. It's genes, my boy. There's nothing that they could do right there. You know what I mean? But to make fun of that or poke fun of that, those are immature games. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm not 13 years old no more. You know what I mean? Like like even more what I find funny is that when we're having a discussion with another adult, let's just say another 30-year-old adult, and they bring up comments like, well, if anybody that likes that is gay, and it's like, wow, we're really gonna use gay jokes right here as our counter argument? Like, you're really gonna use gay jokes, or then you must be gay? Like, wow, like. I forgot that I was having a discussion with a fucking 14-year-old. You know what I mean, bro? Like, that's already this. Like, bro, we're not at that age, bro. No more where you get to use shit like that. And it's like, oh, well, if anybody that fucking watches that TV show is gay, like, like, what? Okay. Like if you're gonna lie now and you know try to boost yourself up just for you won't be seen gay to this individual, then there's problems. You know what I mean? Like, fuck does it? If you know you're not gay, then what the fuck does it matter? If, you know what the fuck that fool said? Like this, it's wild. Like, but see, people. The reason why people say stuff like that is because they know that if they were to be put on blast, like in front of people, and if they were to be told like that, they will feel embarrassed or they will feel, you know, some type of way. So they feel if they use the same thing to some individual, that individual will feel the same as them. But not everyone feels the same. So although you might care what other people think about you, you might feel some type of way about this, others won't, because we don't all see it that way. We're not. Some of us are actually, you know who we are and don't have nothing to prove to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, that just shows insecurity. So, you know, like when they use stuff like that, it says more about them than it does about you. You know what I mean? So that's why when individuals, you know, be on that sucker shit, is like, man, you really thought you were gangster and hard for saying that, huh? You really thought you were down? Because when you're around real, you know, monsters in the game, yeah, they don't want to hear any of those gay jokes or whatever. Like, oh, that phone must be gay. Like, well, that's how you feel, then, my boy. Then go let them know. The fuck you telling us for? Like, you know, like go and handle your business then. Tough guy, you know. they're not gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I see what you. They'll be like, well, what you waiting for? Better take that flight now, homie. We waiting now. We watching to see what you gonna do, Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Manly Man. Shit's gonna get real quick. That's why a lot of fools don't last.
Nice.
Like, your mouth. Remember this: the mouth, the tongue, is the greatest weapon in the world. It's the most dangerous too. It could create wars and it could end wars. You gotta know how to maneuver it. Because your mouth is what could start a war, and your mouth is what could end a war. So learn how to maneuver it.
Yeah. Next to the sample box.
If people would watch what they say more often, you know, and speaking reckless, there wouldn't be so much shit. Or would be like, damn, why are they tripping for, homie? Like, I don't know, because you were running your mouth. Should have kept your mouth shut, bro. Nah, but I thought that would have made me look down. Well, guess what?
You stopped? He's going to.
Hey, likewise, Fun Metal. Hey, still live. That's what's up. Oh, you already know, my boy.
Yeah.
Would you ever grow your hair out? Nah, I wouldn't. But only because I don't like hair, though. Like, I'm not too much of a... I've never been, like, one of those, like, I guess, like, you know, like, to be combing in and shit like that. And plus, my girl likes me both. I'm just one person that likes to get up and just, let's go do what we gotta do. Like, I be getting ready and shit. Like, nah, la verga.
I don't have Max.
Oh, you can never be late to the party, my boy. Yeah, that's just the science, my boy. Yeah, like that's the science. Like you can't argue with the science. Would you move or disappear with $10 million and not tell the hood? Just dip. Nah, I wouldn't, my boy. I can't do that though, because the reason I can't do that is because I owe my neighborhood. The reason I am the way I am today, and even though everything I've been through, and I have talked about this before, everything I have been through, led me to the person I am today, including every mistake that I have made. I learned from it. You know what I mean? So now I get to speak on, my mistakes, and that way individuals don't make the same mistakes, and it made me the person I am today. So like, let's say if I wouldn't have, gone through what I have gone through, would I be just as naive as some of the people that just want to bash the life, and instead of like coming with solutions or how to help the problem or fix the problem or view the problem, I just come and start talking shit like everybody else, and how's that fixing or helping, so then I would no longer be part of the, to try to be a solution, or just be part of the problem, or be, the type that would just make fun of somebody, or like, you get what I mean? Like, like I said, you learn from everything, even the mistakes you made, it comes with lessons. So it made me the person I am today. So So I owe that to, you know, my hood. You know what I mean?
Max.
It's, you know, it's kind of, it's hard to explain. You know what I mean? Because you would have to know, you know, you would have to go through the roller coaster to know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you almost killed me, but it's okay. Take this coins. If you could get me, what is it? Watch out, from you.
But like that's the thing though. I never been one to be infatuated with money. Like money means nothing to me. As a matter of fact, I hate what it does to people. You know what I mean? So I'm not too fond of it. I get it; it's a necessity, you know, and to strive in life. You know what I mean?
No, I got you, dude.
But like what it does to individuals, or you know, it's crazy how it corrupts. It's crazy. It makes people do the most shadiest and scandalous things in the world. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? Like they completely throw their whole morals and everything away, like everything down the drain, like their whole overall view on life just for money. You know what I mean? Like they'll backstab their own mother and brothers and sisters. Like there's no loyalties and no none of that, bro. Like, you know, like it's sad because you know, it's one thing I have said. If you look at a lot of rich people, right, a lot of celebrities, a lot of the rich, their kids. If you look at their kids are, you know, drug addicts, DUIs up the ass, arrest for drug possession. Like their lives are all screwed up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's crazy because yeah, they're so focused in on the money and they're living luxury, but they're neglecting the thing that should mean the world to them. You know, they're putting the money ahead of their kids. You know what I mean? Like instead of going to the kids, you know, first basketball game or performance at school, like no, I gotta go make money. I gotta go make money. They prioritize the money instead of their child. You know what I mean? And the child sees that. The child's not stupid. You know? Yeah, he'd rather be at work than spend time with me and stuff. And they start resenting them. You know what I mean? Because you could buy them a sports car, a boat, and everything. But what the kid wants is his dad's attention, is his dad's time. So he's able to buy his kid everything except the one thing that the kid actually wants, which is his time with it. And why doesn't the kid just tell him that? Because now it's like, if I tell you that, now it's like, you're just doing it because I told you. Why did I have to tell you? You as a parent, you should automatically know. You know what I mean? So now it's like, if I tell you, it's like you're only going to be doing it because I had to tell you. You know what I mean? So that's why they never. And plus, like I said, a kid doesn't have as much common sense as an adult does. You know, common sense of an adult is different from common sense from a child. You know, so that's why kids are over dramatic and stuff like that. So they don't view life the same. So that's why, you know, the kids end up being cut. The reason why they just don't become gang members is because in the areas where they're at, there's just no gangs, plain and simple. But they become, you know, alcoholics, women beaters, drug addicts, you know, all kinds of shit, my boy. Not the best people, you know what I mean? So, but that's the thing that society doesn't understand. They don't realize that the most important thing is for you to be in your child's life, my boy. For you to spend time with your child. Because look, let me tell you something. A kid doesn't give a fuck if your house has only one bedroom or if it has 100 bedrooms. All he cares about is him having his parents there. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that matters to a kid. Not, you know, fucking, if you have the amount of money to buy a theme park, you know what I mean? Or if you only have the money to buy just a loaf of bread. The kid is just happy that he has his parents, bro, plain and simple. So when people be saying, I do this for my kids, I do this for... No, you don't, my boy, because that kid could give a fuck about all of this. All he cares about is you. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, you're just doing all this for yourself, my boy. But the reason why people don't say it like that is because then it becomes kind of like damn, like look at this vato, you know, fucking, you know what I mean? It doesn't sound as great. So that's why instead they replace it with, no, I do this for my family, and you know what I mean? Because then it doesn't sound as selfish, I guess. You know what I mean? Because in reality, they're just thinking about all the things they ever wanted. You know, and shit like that. Not about you know, it's not about their kid. Their kid, how the fuck was that Louis Vuitton belt you're wearing for your kid? Then you doing this for your kid, or them Gucci shoes and shit like that. And you see the fucking kid with Payless sandals on, but the vato has some Gucci's. I know you know what I'm talking about. You know when you see them people pull out the Louis Vuitton wallet and they pay with EBT? Oh, I know you know what I'm talking about, my boy. Vatos be pulling up with a brand new, carro del año and let me get 5 on 10. Like $5 a gas, that's all you got, my boy. I have been told by individuals that have had chingon rap, like, hey, my boy, you think you could let me borrow some gas money? My boy, you see what I'm driving? You see what you're driving, my boy? What you mean? Can you let? I should be asking you for some gas money, my boy, because with that whip, homie, it sure looks like, you got that shit in the bag, homie. But see, society, to where we're at now, it became about the illusions, my boy. You know what I mean? You think if I make an Instagram right now and I go pull out my rent money out and I take pictures with it, you don't think that shit gonna be look like I'm flying and balling and all that shit? Shit. It's gonna be looking like I'm making it rain, homie. But the facades, the thing, the only reason why people do what they do, my boy, is just to impress people they don't even know. They want to be, idolized by individuals that they don't even know. That's the only reason why they chase what they chase. Plain and simple. You're not getting Louis Vuitton because it looks chingon and this better. You're getting Louis Vuitton because you know how much it is. You know that everyone knows how much. You know people know it's expensive, and that's what you want. The idolization and being put on that pedestal by everyone. Yeah, look at everyone. Yeah, they know I'm successful, got money, That's what they want, my boy. They want that attention, homie. It's not about the item, my boy. It's about the attention. It's about being recognized by others. So they care for the opinion of people they don't even know, my boy. That's what they're looking for. It's not because these items are actually chingon or top of the line. Nah, my boy, it's because they know that everyone knows that shit's expensive, They want to be seen like that, in everyone's eyes. It's funny to me. They create, that's why I'm telling you, that's why they take all the pictures like the way that they take them, my boys, creating this illusion, my boys. They want to be idolized. Like I said, everyone always wants to belong to something, my boy. Everyone always wants to be seen as an importance. Everyone wants to belong to something, want to feel like they belong. That's just in our nature, you know what I mean? We're social creatures. That's why we're like that. When people say that they don't give a fuck, they'd rather be alone, they're lying, my boy. That's the reason why they even say it the way they say it, because that's coming from a hurt individual, someone that's hurt. You want to know why they hurt? Because they cared, because they wanted to feel that and they didn't get that. That's why they're lashing out that way, It's a reaction because of the lack of interaction, So in reality, we're social creatures. Everybody wants to feel like they belong to something like that. And when you're neglecting somebody, when you're not giving them that, they're going to go substitute it somewhere else. Hence, ta-da, why you get games. Because isn't it odd that no one knows where the 13-year-old is at or 14-year-old and it's like 11 at night? And you're telling me the parents can't stop that kid from going out there and not knowing where the hell they are? Well, who runs the house, the kid or the parents? Or do you just not care? Oh, he's... Hey, niño, ¿dónde está? La calle, he's fine. And then it's not until something bad happens to him, when he gets arrested or something, that then it becomes an issue. Like, oh my God, what happened? I don't know, you tell us. I do not know where your kid's at. Now it's an issue, like Eminem said, now it's a problem. Where were the parents at? Like, now look where it's at. Yeah. Now it's a problem.
See, why would they nerf it? Maybe they put it back into the game.
But it is what it is.
That's wild. Good. I like that.
No, well, hold on.
Bro, you got in my way.
I
No. Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah, if you grow up in a gang, sometimes that's just what it is. Well, not necessarily so. You know what I mean? Depending on the parents, you know what I mean? Because look, there's most homies' kids are not gang members. Most homies' kids don't become gang members. But you do have some rare cases, like in my case, where my family is from my barrio. But like I said, depending on just the parenting, you know what I mean? Because, it is possible for them not to become gang members themselves. Like I said, because most homies' kids don't become gang members. just depending if the parents, choose to give a damn or not. Honey. Plain and simple. The younger you are, the easier it is to peer pressure. But see, that's the thing though. Like nobody ever peer pressures homies. You know what I mean? Like homies are never peer pressured. The reason why they do what they do is that they just want to impress these individuals because these individuals have now become their new family. So it's not that they're being peer pressure. It's just that they want to impress. You know what I mean? Now, if the kid feels like now he feels like he must impress, then that's a whole different thing. But then that goes based on the individual and what emotional roller coaster he went through and how he thinks. Because like I said, not everyone's mentality is the same. Not everyone thinks the same. You know what I mean? While something may affect you in some type of way, doesn't mean that it will affect somebody else in the same type of way. You know what I mean? That's why I have said, like, you could have 5 siblings with the same mom and dad. Your parents died. Some siblings will be, sad, but they're cool. Some are devastated, you know what I mean, and just can't believe it, and some just never recover from it, and some are just fine. Yet you guys have the same parents, right? But you guys all took their deaths differently. Some took it well, some didn't take it as well. You know what I mean? Because not everyone's mentality is the same. Not everyone is like. Although you maybe if you got an obstacle course in your way and you were able to get through it, this person maybe won't be able to get through it. You get what I'm saying? Because he just doesn't have the mental strength that you do. You know what I mean? Everyone's different. Everyone's mentality is different. Some people need help. You know what I mean? And stuff. That cheap ass Obama internet. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm back on. So I think it was something wrong with our server. Did it connect again? No. Try it again.
This one needs a lot more internet.
But it's a good thing that I try not to.
I just have my change.
Materialistic things get to my head. Yeah, that's good. You gotta learn how to appreciate the other things in life. You know what I mean? Like people's time and memories and shit like that. People are like, nah, I'd rather have a Lamborghini, boy. Now, you rather have a Lamborghini to spend time with your kid? Wow.
What do you mean that box?
But it's crazy that some people see it that way, my boy. Some people, money's the only thing I'll bring into it. Scandalous, though, if you really look at it. And people are able to see this, but
I'll get a box of gummies.
Still, they don't change their decisions in life. It's a lot of different things.
Is it good? Who wasn't?
That create problems, but it is what it is.
They got it for free too. Yeah, like $20.
Did you see the boy fight? Nah, my boy, I don't watch stuff like that, like YouTube beefs and stuff like that. It doesn't catch my attention like my boy. Like all of that to me is like, nah. Not too fond of drama. Otherwise, it's better than Cobra. No, I like the way Cobra tastes though. What up, let's say? Whoa, what's good? Playboy 1300 definitely in the building. Go check out his channel. Homie has talent.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up because I already been on here for almost 2 hours. You know what I mean? Gracias for everyone being on here with me. And we out. Huh. What do you mean?